What's up, horror fam? It is me, Jess, and I'm joined by Jonathan tonight.
Hello.
Hey,
How's it going?
I can't believe they let us run this stuff.
Yeah, there's gonna be definitely some problems tonight, I'm sure. Just some
Oh,
mess ups.
oh yeah, I already got a text from Duff about what I messed up on.
It's gonna
So
be great.
please
Chaotic.
forgive us. Give us some grace, please. I've never run the live myself, so I am Duff set us up for success. So thank you, Duff. But we're gonna do this, Jonathan. We got
We
this.
got this. Easy. It's super easy.
Oh my god, we got so many messages already. Oh my god, which symbol means goblethin? I don't know.
Every symbol means goblin.
Let's see what else we got. Heard any good rumors lately? Hey Albert.
We got a whole map to talk about, full of
I
rumors.
like
2 maps.
Keith's response. That HHN will happen.
That's a great rumor. I agree with that.
Where's my goblethin shirt?
Listen, it's coming eventually. Not yet though, but it's coming. We're thinking about it.
Oh, last week, Duff and I kind of like it's happening. I don't know. I don't think you ever saying it anymore.
Probably don't. I think I'm all on board for it. There's been so much. I saw a message in the chat as we were preparing that someone said they were going to get Goblethin tattooed on them, which, like, don't do that,
Yes,
but I appreciate it. Don't do that.
I
um,
did see that. I did see that.
that's crazy. Absolutely
Oh,
crazy.
here we go. It was Keith.
Look at that.
Would it be
But
crazy?
it would be crazy. I would, as Goblethin, I wouldn't recommend it, but it'd be cool. But I don't recommend, out of like the niceness of my heart, I don't recommend you getting a Goblethin
You cannot
tattoo. Please
condone getting Jonathan's.
can't, unfortunately.
Oh, I love that. I would not get a goblethin tattoo, but I would probably get an H tattoo before I got a goblethin tattoo. Let's be real.
See, that's a good tattoo to have. Easy.
Hey, hey. I came so early to vibe to this dope music, right? We're just dancing in the background.
That's all we were doing the whole time.
5 nights at Duffy's. Duff is in like Duffy, our host, or Duffy's the sports bar. Is that
I don't
only
know
in
what would
South
be more
Florida? I
interesting.
don't even know. I don't know, man. Anyone here from the? Or is there everyone here from the Discord as well?
Feel like I've noticed a lot of people from the Discord, just from the mentions of Rizface Jonathan and Goblethin and other words that are specifically from the Discord. I'm seeing a lot of Discord here, which is awesome. I do appreciate that.
Welcome. I think the next one you have, I'm gonna have to pop in because it seems like that is like the place to be lately.
It's so fun. We recently just had a live talking all about the spec maps, and we actually capped out for a lot of it. So all of you guys were there, you were present, you were watching and listening and interacting, and it just means everything to us. So we really appreciate that. And it gave us the confidence to be like, we're just gonna start pumping these out more often. So whenever there's more news and rumors and stuff, get ready for a Discord live. We'll plan it and make it happen.
That's so exciting. Albert, I agree. The hotline is better.
It's true.
But there's not a hotline tonight because it's Monday. We're on a different night, right? So
I think so.
we'll try not to take too much of your time, but there is no hotline stream to get to at the end of this. So we'll see. I feel the same way. Arkham spec season has begun. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, this map is a big indicator of like we finally have we just recorded a live, we did a live, we're doing another live, we had a podcast,
Yep.
Instagrams, TikToks, all that. Like we've been rolling these past couple days.
Yeah. Real HHN 365 fans are also on the Discord. Yep.
It's true.
Yep. Thank you, Keith. I'm not too sure of that yet, but that means a lot. Thank you. Oh, it wasn't my fault. Thank you. Thank you, Salacia. Dove has never been successful with anything. I'm loving this live. Oh, welcome, Jacob, to your first
Ooh,
365 live.
awesome. Hopefully we'll encourage you to come back to more.
Yeah.
It's a hope.
Gravedigger hair colors. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, you guys are so kind. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Jonathan, do you want to like get into this?
Yeah, we have a lot to cover, and I think I know where we're gonna start, and it's not spec maps.
One more thing. We heart goblin chairs.
Um,
What?
well, we'll have to discuss with the team.
All right, let's get into this. We wanted to start on the West Coast, right?
Mhm.
All right. Oh, I was gonna clear
Ooh.
my throat, but it's not my turn yet. I'll let you go.
It's almost. We're so close. What?
I was ready. I was ready.
One picture away. So our friend Kevin, someone who's very kind and takes pictures at on the West Coast for us because we're not there. You know, we don't see construction like Orlando. Was like, hey guys, look, tent for H Lot, the first HHN house for HHN Hollywood has been put up on the H Lot. So we were very excited to see that. And I mean, that means construction season has begun at HHN Hollywood, which is really awesome. Murdy was saying that it was going to start like April, and I think it was close enough. It was like end of March, so
Yeah.
he was about right. And something interesting to note about this is that we got a lot of comments, particularly on our Instagram, going like, "Well, that tent's actually probably for Fan Fest, you know, because why would they put a tent up in the same exact location they do every year for HHN?" On the same lot every year during the
Around the
same
same
time of the
time.
year.
Yep.
It has to be for Fan Fest. And then Murdy came out and was like, guys, it's for Halloween Horror Nights. So Murdy actually saw and he saved us on this one. So
And I
we
want to
appreciate you,
highlight this
Murdy.
comment. Is there any Murdy slander today? I don't know if I'm allowed to now because I think he personally defended us because I saw all those little comments. Maybe not from you guys on here. It's for Fan Fest. And it was all over our Instagram post to the point where I don't check that. That's somebody else's job on this podcast. And I was like, what did we post that made people so upset? Come to find out, it was nothing. And then Murdy had our backs. So right now, in this moment in time, I do not have any Murdy slander.
I'm sure a lot of people are happy to hear that.
Are they?
Maybe. Did we have some Hollywood people in the chat? Oh, yes.
Murdy tweets. Murdy tweets.
Yeah, that was perfect. I
Thank
loved
you.
it.
Thank you.
And I mean, this is the tweet. Not much to read here. Birdie's just going, "Hey, H Lot tents
That's
for
it.
Halloween Horror Nights."
Thanks, Murdy.
And he always finds out from other people. Like, I don't think he ever like no one ever calls him and is like, "Hey, your tent is being put up." He never knows. He just knows when we post it or someone else posts it.
Our
Someone was
friend
like,
Kevin. That's
yeah,
it. That's who he finds out from.
literally. There was a tweet that someone was like, "Isn't this tent up all year?" Which isn't true, but someone said that. And Murdy's like, I wouldn't know. I have no idea if it's up all year or not. He has no clue what happens with construction, at least like in the beginning until they start putting some important pieces in there. I don't think he's involved in the process really at all.
No, he has no idea what's going on. That's fine.
Just chilling in Ireland.
Look, I'm still being nice. We're on the second slide about Hollywood, and I have not said anything mean.
It's true.
So you're welcome. Well, let's see what the next one brings.
Ooh. I guess I'll take this one too because
I don't want to talk about the weekend.
I don't think you
anymore.
want to talk about this one, Jess.
We'll open that up in a moment.
But basically someone asked the question, "Hey, can you tell us anything more about Nightmare Trilogy, the weekend Nightmare Trilogy house from last year?" Which I'd ask that question too. I'd ask that question every day if I could. But basically John Murdy said there was only one thing cut out of last year's house. I wanted to do the House of Balloons on Fire as a lead into the rebirth scene, but just didn't have the space for it when the ground plan was worked out. So he was going to have the start of the weekend, burning, basically transition into the weekend, the Abel being born. And that would have been so cool. Like, it's just so poetic and metaphorical of just, destroying the first thing that the weekend started and causing the weekend to completely die and him to be reborn and resurrected and all that cool stuff. That would have been fantastic. And I know like the ground plan didn't allow for it, but I just wonder like maybe just take out one of the hallways and you could fit it. But I guess it didn't end up working out. But it would have been so cool.
Yep. And again, we're on our third slide, and it's not going to have anything to do about Murdy. I know, Jonathan, you heard this rant last night, and you guys will hear it on the podcast episode as well, but here's an exclusive for you. For the 6th year in a row, The Weeknd is the WrestleMania theme song. He was not the theme song for the last 5 months that they've been marketing WrestleMania. It was a Travis Scott song, and I had finally squashed my beef with Abel. And then on my birthday this past week, WWE announces that Timeless is the song for WrestleMania.
You can't escape him. He's timeless. Him. What a bad song. I'm sorry. Out of all the Weeknd songs to pick, they pick that one. Out of all the songs on that like God tier album, they're like, let's do Timeless. That should be the one to for just to hear again.
This comment, John, you're dead to me.
Evil Mania. Love it.
I literally like just was able to like handle it again. It's got me doing Italian hands. That's how upset I am.
When is he gonna get in the ring at this point? Like,
I do not heart The Weeknd. When is he gonna get in the ring? I don't know.
He should.
I would hands down respect that man again.
That's all it will take.
Just wrestle. That's it.
I love how you had your period of like Weeknd was okay with Hollywood, and then it's immediately like, nope, it's done again. just
it's not that I don't like Timeless chemo. Like that's not it at all. It is just such a weird choice for me for like the WrestleMania theme. Like I said the same thing about like Sacrifice was a weird one. I think like Blinding Lights made sense. I can't even think of the other ones. Like that's how like I don't want to think about it. But it's not that I don't like it. I think the album's good. Like I'm on record. I said I squashed it. It's back. The beef is back.
It's back. I don't like Timeless though. I will say that. I don't think it's good.
Look, Timeless does kind of suck.
See? Duff and I, same page.
And I mean, Open Heart seems like it'd be a great fit. I just don't get it. I don't get why he would always be the marketing for months. Every commercial. There was not a single commercial that had Timeless in it until last week.
It's crazy.
So, The Weeknd versus Lil Boo. Hold up, this comment.
Oh,
I would pick. I would pick
The
Lil
Weeknd.
Boo. No, I would pick Lil Boo. I'm wearing Lil Boo right now, actually.
I can never.
Where's the beef? All right, let's move on to our next. We have no, actually, that's our last Murdy tweet.
Oh, look at that.
I didn't say a single negative thing about John Murdy today.
You didn't. Just The Weeknd.
I definitely said something negative on the podcast last night, though. 24 hours?
People have to find out.
You know what? I guess. The funny thing is, nobody's really commenting on any of those tweets. It's just every other thing we talked about.
WrestleMania, Timeless, Murdy.
Jack the Clown versus The Weeknd. Still Jack.
The Weeknd. But that's bias.
You're gonna lose rights in this live.
I probably will. Yeah.
Duff is the peanut gallery tonight, Mark, and it's kind of funny. Oh, here we go. Put this on my gravestone when I pass.
so that's amazing.
Oh God, the Caretaker versus The Weeknd. It will always be Abel. Oh, it's Abel. That's Albert. Abel versus Albert. That's what I meant. It will always
be Abel. There we go.
It threw me off. See, the names are too similar. I can't do this anymore. Moving on to Orlando.
That's a quote. It will always be Abel.
Get me out of here. No, that's on video. Oh no.
Oh my God. Someone's gonna clip that part.
No, don't. There's so many other worse things you could probably get from the last month of these lives. Don't do that one. That's no. It's already in the comments. That's how I felt, Duff. You cannot pit Albert. Oh, that was sorry. It's Duff versus never mind. I thought you were saying Albert versus Abel. You're losing rights. All right, we got some news from Legacy. News, rumors, whatever the fuck it's called.
Ooh, yes, we do.
Jonathan,
And
explain.
it's kind of directed specifically at the map we're going to talk about. So yeah, because all of these are like in reference to the symbols that we're going to go over. So maybe we want to go straight into the maps and then we can bring these back up.
Yeah, we can do that.
I think that'd be good. Because there is some juicy Legacy stuff that he talked about regarding these symbols that I don't think a lot of you guys are expecting. And one thing just came out today. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Okay, well, welcome to Spec Map Volume 1, even though we've already had a spec map.
This is the first, technically the first one, even though it's not.
And this is why spec maps should not be released in the same year as the previous HHN.
Yeah, no, like as fun as it was having a Christmas map, there's so much on that was just either unknown or nothing. Like just ended up being nothing. So it was fun. One thing one thing did stay, and it has stayed since December.
Yeah.
Ooh. So how do we want to tackle this? Do we want to do it like we did the podcast and start at bottom left and just kind of go all the way around?
I say we go the opposite way because I feel like we almost like fizzled out last night when we got to the tents.
That's true.
Personally.
That's true.
I think that let's go. This is the live exclusive. We're gonna go the other way.
Opposite way.
Arguably the way I would go through HHN, no matter what, because like usually those houses are a little quieter. So let's go the 365 route.
Let's do it. Absolutely. So that starts as at tent 1, right? We're gonna start here.
And look, we get to go through the tents in order, even though it never makes sense to me.
No, not at all.
Yeah, tent 1.
Jess, do you wanna take this one?
Well, I don't have to describe it, at least tonight, because that was really rough last night. If you do anything, listen to our episode tomorrow just to hear Jonathan, Mike, and I describe the emojis in audio.
Mike was having a good time.
I lagged out on Soundstage 24B, and I came back at a wild time. So we're going to talk about Tent 1, which is obviously... as we pointed out, it is 7 links in a chain. And it's maybe it's a pirate, maybe it's a hatchet and a chain.
Could I definitely see a chain there? Could be a hatchet.
Maybe he's hatchet. I don't know. It could be a pirate.
Could be. I'm thinking hatchet and chains though.
Yeah,
absolutely, like 100%. And funny enough, we were just talking about how Legacy comments would enhance sort of our discussion on this map. There's actually one we can talk about right away that he posted on the forum. If we want to go back to that, or I could just say it like from memory too, whatever works. But yeah, let's go one more. Yeah, here we go. So Hornet Nightmares posted a clue that was deliberately hatchet and chains. Let's not it's not. I know a lot of clues are very up to interpretation, but that was clearly hatchet and chains. Legacy went straight out and went like, yeah, this probably isn't happening. 70% sure this isn't happening. And what I've heard about the house is what he said makes me think it's something different, a true original inspired by other stories, a la Darkest Deal. And then he continued on with this in the next slide, but saying, now it's possible Universal took an idea that wasn't fleshed out enough for a standalone house, and during the course of developing cinema, fleshed it out to an adequate house idea, but it's more likely, based on what we saw with Yeti, a new house is its own thing that bears minimal direct connection. And I think when we talked about this on the podcast you guys are going to listen to, we were all following this like, okay, kind of makes sense. It won't be direct, could not be directly hatchet and chains, but just something sort of similar in the vibe. And then there was this magical part at the end. And there's nothing in the details I'm hearing that means the house has to be a Western. And that throws a wrench in the idea of what this house could be. It's like, wait a minute, not a Western? Then what is it? I don't know. Like, he's not saying it definitely isn't a Western, but he seems to be implying that it doesn't really have to be. Which
this is the wrong map. Ah.
Ooh, ah.
It's like, where are all of our houses? There we go.
But I don't know. What do you think about that, Jess?
I would love a Western. It sucks that, like, you know, if what Legacy's hearing is like God, which, I mean, we don't know. All insiders are right and wrong. We're wrong all the time from things we hear from insiders. So, like, take this with a grain of salt. If this is true and it's not a Western and it's not Hatchet and Chain, what is it? Like, I don't know. I mean, it's a Nick Fury house.
Yeah.
It is very that. That would be funny. We got a lot of Ghost Town love in the chat, which, I mean, agree. I would love to see it.
It's a good idea, Chloe. I agree. That'd be awesome to see.
I agree, Keith. I would be surprised. I mean, I loved that room, but I don't know. I don't know if I could see it as a whole house.
Yeah. I think if anything, they wouldn't go the demon aspect and they just sort of just go Western. But we'll see if that even happens.
Right. Like, Hatchet and Chains in space.
I'd love that.
Would you?
I mean, I want anything in space, you know, like we were Nightingales in space.
Oh, we're getting there. Ooh, wait, Hatchet and Chain and Victoria London versus the Body Collector versus
the Weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Hatchet and Chains do hell block.
They do hell block. Listen, that'd be incredible. Pirates Unchained.
It was said on Discord, but to whoever said that the House from Slaughter Cinema isn't happening, well, that aged like milk.
Well, we'll see though, because I mean, Legacy right now is hinting that it's not Hatchet and Chains at all, you know. So we'll see.
Cyborgs.
That would be a really good one to adapt if they took it in a more serious direction, changed the costumes a bit, and just sort of went with that story. I think that could be really cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know what this could be. I feel like this is one of those, it's way too early. This could be like how Museum was like two separate. Remember, I think we talked about that. Mike talked about it. Museum was at one point two separate icons on the map, just kind of getting lost in translation. So like maybe this is like, I don't know, this Hatchet and Chain one and this like space one do go together somehow because they're right next door. I don't know. We're also going to get into a case of that, we think, in a minute. But like this happens a lot. Things get lost in translation, or what you think is intent 1 is really intent 2, or they're not at all. And so it's volume 1. I'm not going to look too hard into like this one, I think.
Yeah. It's not until we get like, I think 2 maps from now, then it will be like, all right, this is pretty set in stone. But we got one more map of a lot of symbols being like, nope, that's not happening. But that's the fun of it. That's the fun of spec season.
This one doesn't even have like film reels for IPs on it. Like it's not telling us. All we can do is like cross compare it to Hollywood's. So like, again, this is all just kind of filling in the blank. This feels like a crossword puzzle this year.
It does.
Like, I don't even know. Trying to fill them in and like erase some of the. We're trying, guys. And it's March, like by now, or it's almost April.
It's about April, yeah.
Yeah. So
we're close. Mardi Gras over.
I didn't even make it out this year.
Oh, not a single night.
No, I'm on a 2-week trip right now. So that's also if the Wi-Fi is a little bit laggy at one point. Sorry, guys. Working on a hotel Wi-Fi right now. So I had to pack. I could not go to Mardi Gras. Yeah. I just watched a billion videos and absorbed it through that. But what can you do?
To be fair, I went to Mardi Gras, but I don't think I really experienced it either. So just kind of went in, walked out. It was there. It existed.
Well, Mega Movie's about to be back, so.
It's true. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Let's go.
Oh yeah, with the Ecto.
hmm Hopefully it's back.
I hope that they were able to fix the issues with that parade. Okay, let's move on.
10-2. This one is one of the most vague ones we have here. We can assume it's an original, just like the house before that we just talked about, because it's not on the Hollywood map. So we're going to assume this is an original, and it's in a sprung. But this is just a spaceman guy. Kind of looks like Buzz Lightyear, like you were saying, Jess.
Mhm.
A little bit.
Just the legs.
Yes, it is. But we got a spaceman, space guy, robot, kind of like, there's a lot of different interpretations. And I've seen a lot of different ideas. I've seen cyborgs, right? Which I think I would have thought about that first if it wasn't for Tent 1 being clearly Hatchet and Chains.
Mhm.
They're probably only going to touch one Slaughter Cinema movie, but I do think Cyborgs is a good guess because, sci-fi. Invasion is another guess, space invasion. There's another idea of just like a sci-fi original, and if this is just vague representing sci-fi, but they don't exactly know what it is, so they just put the most sci-fi thing you can think of on a symbol. So there's lots of different ideas. I don't know which one you're leaning towards, Jess.
Nightingales in space.
Yeah, there we go.
It's actually, what did I say? Nightingales versus some kind of like HHN off-brand xenomorph.
Mhm.
Like it's nightingales versus aliens in a space. I did see a comment I liked. What if the space is Anarcade?
Mm.
I mean, who's to say this couldn't be
If you
something
listen,
like that?
if you listen to our recent episode where Duff and Mike were talking about scares and they wanted to see the houses, this was one of Mike's picks, an arcade. So, I mean, that'd be really cool to see.
Yeah, but nightingales in space.
That's better though.
I mean, it would make me like sci-fi. That's
true. That's the only thing that can get you to like sci-fi. Nightingales.
I say that, and then I'm like, well, I like Star Wars. Apollo 13. It's a Universal property.
Yeah, for sure.
It is definitely a Universal property.
That's true.
I don't know. Is that relevant at all right now? Like,
no.
Oh, no, here we go.
Jason X.
And the discussion, it's over. I want to see someone smash someone's head on a table once they freeze it in liquid nitrogen.
It's going to happen. You're manifesting it, Jess.
A music house inspired by the Ziggy Stardust album by David Bowie.
I'll take more music houses. Even if that's a weird choice, I guess I'll take it.
Oh, I haven't really seen this said, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, I think a lot of people on our Discord saw the icon and we're putting like Among Us gifs in the chat. There was lots of Among Us hype, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, another. I was thinking something similar to Seek and Destroy.
I'd love to see that. I like Seek and Destroy. I enjoyed that zone.
It was his own. Interstellar House. They make you watch the 3 hours. That's just Standby last year.
But they'll put Interstellar on the projector.
It's the Q video.
Yeah.
What would the Nightingales? That I don't know. That's kind of like what did we say? We said like Nightingales 3025 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know. They've evolved to not look like chicken or to look like chickens, and then I don't know.
They're aliens. They look more alien nightingales. I don't know
what they look like in 1,000 years, and like that's where, because we were talking about like how would that make sense, because they need like some kind of massive bloodshed, and I was like, well, there's an alien invasion and it's bloodshed. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my job. I don't work for HHN Creative.
Or they literally could be the nightingales from Blood Pit, like the chickens wearing just a spacesuit, and they just go up in space. That'd be funny. That'd be like really funny.
No. I know Some people mentioned BioShock. The reason I
That-
don't believe that Fallout and FNAF. That 3 of it, yeah, I kind of agree with that.
yeah.
Sucks.
But do we think we're ready to move on to the new tents?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Trash bags.
Yeah, trash bags. What could that mean, Jess?
It means that we put the trash that was Monsters Eternal Bloodlines out to pasture. That's what this is. You just kind of walk by like Saskia's decapitated head and like the ruins, and you just go, well, this is still better than the house.
It is. Here we go, just
But
in a huge trash bag.
in all seriousness, this is very obviously Terrifier.
Yeah. Very obvious. It's the rumor that has been the most consistent since December of last year. And it has kept on going. There's been just more traction and more traction, even going as far as the actor who plays Art the Clown, like commenting on someone's post, going like, "Can't wait for Halloween Horror Nights," when they put like a little clown emoji. If you know, you know. And he was like, "Yeah, right, right on." He didn't say that exactly, but he put a clown
No,
emoji.
it was something about someone said you should audition for Horror Nights this year, and he said, "Oh, should I?" or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, but he was very much wink nod, Terrifier's coming, wink nod. Just like the director of the movies it kept on doing. Everyone in that franchise seems to be hinting that like they're too excited to hide the secret. It's coming. It's the most consistent rumor, and it has not died since December, when everything else that appeared that early kind of died off. There's another one that we'll talk about that was earlier, but everything else sort of died except Terrifier.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Terrifier.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real other interpretation of this unless the chat has some other ideas.
No. It's Bloodlines 2.0.
Oh, what makes it 2.0? What's special about it?
Right? I kind of like this speculation from Matt here. I was thinking Terrifier 1000%, but why 2 bags? Maybe a focus on scenes and locations in the second?
Could be. I never watched the second, but it's possible.
I've only seen the first one. I will definitely watch the rest of them now, like that this is happening. Based on speculation and rumors, obviously.
Yeah.
But actually, Mike has an opinion I know that you definitely share, Jonathan.
No locations are the most inaccurate at this point, but I love the idea of having an IP in the back of the park. Yes, amazing for park flow. I talked about this on our wishlist episode we had a couple weeks back with Duff, and I said it was one of my wish lists. There needs to be a reason to get people to those tents because there's so much walking space, there's so much area over there, so much queue space. We need people to stop crowding in the front of the park and to go somewhere else. And putting Terrifier back there, if this ends up, being accurate, is a amazing choice to give people an incentive to go back there. 2 originals or an original and a Monsters is not enough. You got to have a big IP, I think.
Yeah. Keith also agrees Terrifier in her tent would be amazing. I mean, yeah. I think it lends itself really well. And I really hope if this location is accurate for this IP, that we get to use all of the space in those tents this year for both of them, but specifically for Terrifier.
Yeah, I have a strong suspicion that the reason that the space was so underutilized last year is because the tents were put up so late. They were really put up late. Like by the time they came up, we're like, oh my god, do they have time to make a house at this point? So I would hope that this year they utilize like 90% of the tent instead of like the 40 they used last year.
Yeah. Oh my god, if that. Arkham has a question. Will it be based on the movies, or is it going to be an original take on the IP?
I hope original.
Yeah. Me too. I hope it. Even though Texas was not my favorite house in Hollywood last year, I like the way that Murdy approached Leatherface and that whole story. And I would love to see Orlando's take on that.
That'd be so cool.
Taking an IP, and I mean, we do that every year, but like, even like I feel like we have almost fallen into the Hollywood Book Report formula lately in the past couple of years for our IPs, And that's not what we were before. And that's not a knock on Hollywood, but that's also why I go out to Hollywood to see their book report houses, because some of them are really good. And that's not, again, that's not a knock on either coast, but I feel like that's kind of the style. And I want Orlando to go like back to their roots and be more like interpretive with these characters. And I know that the IP holders have a big say in that now. But I think with Terrifier and like Damien Leone is such a fan of the event, any IP, this would be the one that I think we would get that leeway.
Oh yeah. It's such, in the grand scheme of things, compared to all the other IPs rumored on this map, it's the smallest one. It's a very much a passion project between everyone involved. And there was an article last year, and that's where Terrifier popped up again last year when Damien Leone was like, I want this to come to Halloween Horror Nights. So, like you said, very passionate, wants it to happen. And I'm sure if HHN was like, listen, we can't do a book report of the movies because of it's too gory, we can't just book report it. But if we do Art the Clown makes like a fun show at HHN, everyone comes to see it. Like he opens this big tent at Halloween Horror Nights and he's like, I'm going to do a performance. Everyone come see my show. And then it's a trick. And then and he's killing everybody. I could see that, happening. And that's a great way to, you can have classic kills in there. But change it in a way where you can skip the ones that are like really bad and you can add new ones as well. But they all fit in like the story instead of trying to shove the story of all three into one house.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I just hope that they do it right. I don't know what that means.
I do
too. I did see Zombie Chris. Hey, what's up? He said, I don't know if having an IP in the tent area makes me think it will be a nightmare. I do kind of agree with the walking to the tents behind Men in Black. That sounds like a shit show if Terrifier's back there for me. As much as I want it back there to like distribute the flow better, I like almost want it to be in tent 1 or 2 just so we can contain that like swarm of people walking to the tent.
No, that path will be, they'll have to figure out a different way to do it. Because even with the 2 houses that were back there, it was still hell. Like you felt like you were still bumping into people. So they need to find a different way or a different route to get people back there. But the space back there is perfect, like literally perfect. It's made for that. I think that was the plan. These are replacing the new parade buildings. So they need, the new parade buildings always had a big IP or 2. So I'm assuming that's the plan, and they just need to figure out a better way to get there.
Yeah. I wonder if they put it in the back of the park because it's such an intense house. Maybe the kids won't make the walk. No, they'll just be running into all of us and knocking us over, the old people. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm going as fast as I can. I'm in my 30s. I remember when the event didn't hurt. Ooh, this is a really good take, Chemo. The prosthetics art is an expensive character and using masks. I hear you. I don't know if it would be lazy. I just think that they would need to be either like partially silicone or like a cowl and maybe just like I don't know, nose, just a nose. I think that could work. They do the Who's every year, just noses. And those are,
it's
I
true.
think that they could do it for 2 casts and some fire crew. But I do hear you. That is a very tough character because you would have to make the masks more expensive and cast them in like a silicone kind of thing to make it expressive. Ooh, the facade is going to be awesome. I agree.
I would assume so. People like there's like apparently something from 2 that everyone says would be the perfect facade. I haven't watched 2, but I've seen pictures of like, the reference, like, this is the scene that we want to see as the facade. It's like, that's a big building, whatever it is. I think it's like an amusement attraction or something. But it looked cool. So if they do that and, that's the facade or whatever, that would be really, really cool to see. Almost look like a ride entrance, but people will correct me. I don't know exactly what it is.
I have no idea. You want to move on to the next one, or we got more Terrifier to talk about?
I think we're good to move on to, this is tent 3. Oh boy, this is the one I have the story. I remember this one. So this map came out, and there was a book, and there was 3 snowflakes, and everyone was like, "What is this? What? What is he? What this? What could this even be?" But then we found out that one of our Discord members, which you want to join our Discord, the link's in the description. Mr. Gwimbly Man made their own like spec map off of just rumors and stuff, and all all that good stuff. A lot of our members do that. It's just like fun way to pass the time. And on their spec map, which is like put out and created before HNN's spec map, in this space they had a house called Scary Tales Christmas. And lo and behold, on the Horror Night Nightmares spec map, there is a book and there is 3 snowflakes. And I can't think of a better thing to call this symbol but Scary Tales Christmas now. So this was not like our idea or anything. This is straight from a Discord member who had it on their spec map they created for fun. So look at that.
I don't know. This is why if you're not in our Discord, you need to be in there because they're the real insiders. Let's be real.
Yeah, we don't know anything. It's crazy.
We just host the space and you all have fun, and it is so fun to hear about the updates.
Really
so Scary
is.
Tales Christmas. I don't even know what to say about it. I feel like it's not happening. I feel like it's getting confused with the tent next door.
Yep. We talked about it. I think, there's a possibility that Scary Tales itself is happening. I mean, HHN tends to make houses when there's something in super popular culture, they tend to make a house that's sort of similar to it in some way. We had Sweets, which was kind of cheekily referencing the Wonka incident, that happened. Like, it was very funny timing that it happened the same year. Like, okay, the Wonka thing happened. Let's do Sweets. And now we have Wicked. Wicked is huge right now. And the second movie still coming out this year. Is it this year it's coming out?
Yeah, we get the trailer on tomorrow, I believe, or Thursday. We get the teaser for the Wicked for Good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, for good. Wicked for Good.
Yeah, it comes out Thanksgiving weekend, I believe.
So, I mean, there would be a reason for HN to be like, let's do Scary Tales again, and we can bring back the Wicked Witch, and do something with that because it's in popular culture right now. Wizard of Oz, stuff like that, those types of stories. So I would not be surprised if they went the Scary Tales route again this year because of that.
I would love, let's just open that can of worms for a second. If you actually know, if you read the book Wicked, it's really fucked up. Did you see Wicked, Jonathan?
I saw the movie, yeah.
Okay. So you know how disturbing the monkey scene was with their wings ripping out of there?
I didn't love that.
The book is that turned up to 11 for most of it. And the whole, I don't want to say spoiler alert on a musical that's been out since 2003, but spoiler alert, I don't know what to tell you. I'm about to ruin it.
All right, go for it.
I feel like it's been out since 2003. It's not my fault if you don't know this. Fiyero is the Scarecrow.
Yeah, I did know that.
And the whole way he turns into the Scarecrow is they're about to beat him to death for treason, pretty much, for protecting Elphaba. And she does a spell that says, let his bones never break, let his flesh not be torn. And it, pretty much maims him. And, that's how he becomes the Scarecrow. And it's her magic is at what cost? And so, if we dove into that and, the Wicked Witch and, how each one of them in the story, it's really fucked with them. And then they don't turn out better in the end. That would be such a good Scary Tales, and it's what I wanted from 28.
That would be so cool.
I'm getting off my high horse now.
I want that to happen now. You just convinced me right there. So
doesn't even need to be Wicked, but you could dive into that side of the Wizard of Oz even. I don't know.
I love just a Wizard of Oz house because there's so much in that world that you can do. We don't have to do like last year, 28. So it could just literally just be Wizard of Oz and all the stories that happen within it. That would be so cool.
I'm sorry, Salacious. Let's do a Wicked podcast. You guys know I love theater, but there's a lot of fucked up shit in Scary Tales. It's the grim fairy tales. That's the whole point. I know we've already done Scary Tales, but I would even love like a take on the 2002 one, like just redo it in 2005 because we haven't had all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But
I don't think it's
yeah,
that though. I just think we're confused with Terrifier Christmas.
I think someone saw something Christmas and was like, "Oh, it has to be Scary Tales," and if I saw something Christmas, I'd be like, "But Terrifier 3 is all Christmas," so like, you know,
Salacious. You're very right, Salacious. There's a lot of fucked up shit in Scary Tales and The Crew.
exactly both, both equal amounts of fucked up shit.
And 8-Bit Slasher, a lot of HHN people. Yeah, our theater kids. A lot of people in Orlando. We like the theatrics, and that's what Horror Nights gives us, whether you realize it or not. All right, you want to move on to this little beauty? We got to talk about it. We can't ignore it. I've seen FNAF like 35,000 times in the chat.
It's time. You want to take it away?
Sure. So back to the map really fast. Fast and Furious is where we're seeing this this camera icon. But right now, this is what it seems to be hinting at.
I don't even know if it like seems. It's almost 100% hinting at this. there's no way it's hinting at anything else.
But like, do we think that this is engagement baiting, or do we think that there's actually like ears to the ground on this?
It's so weird because there's been talk like in the community about this before it was ever on a map. You know, people have been seeing, I've heard this, I've heard that. And Five Nights at Freddy's has been, I think even Legacy said he's heard it. I don't think he's never made a clue for it, but he's like, it's something that he heard at one point. So it's definitely circling around. So it could be a case of like they heard it and so they just threw it on the map because it's version 1. So who cares if it's wrong? It could also be a case of the community thinking about it. And since the community's thinking about it, you'll throw it on the map because why not? You know, people want to see it. But it's definitely clear that's what the hint is. Like, it's not, you know, as much as I wanted to be, we were talking about like Hell Block Horror or something. It's not. It's this is Five Nights at Freddy's. And here's the problem with Five Nights at Freddy's. And we both discussed this, and I think we both shared the same opinion. If it does happen, if we get this property, it's not going to be based on the property that people want. People want the video games. People want all the they want all the insane lore and like all of the sequels and all the weird stuff that happens in there that I don't know, but I know people have been saying that would work as a house, and I'm sure it would. But the movie, at least the first one, no. No, thank you.
If it was the map from the first game, I could see it being very successful. It's not going to be the map from the first game.
No.
And the fact that the permit for the tent that we got for Fast and Furious is smaller than Chucky, and these costumes are not smaller than Chucky.
No.
I worry about like the likelihood of this actually being here.
Yeah. I would suspect if we did get FNAF, it would go in like a soundstage or somewhere that can be climate controlled so the performers won't pass out.
Yes.
Because I don't know if those tents, like I'm sure the inside of Fast and Furious is climate controlled, but I don't know about the tents. I don't think they are. Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. But I'd still rather be in a super cold soundstage or something that's like really cold for the performers wearing those suits.
How many times did we not have a bloater in one of the two spots in
Too many.
Last of Us? Right. And, you know, close friends with one of them. The costumes were miserable. And they were, from what has been said, were a test for potentially something like this property. And seeing if we could get that many scare actors costumed like that consistently. We would need like one of those you know, the rumored like the cold like packs that the princesses are rumored to get at Disney, even though like every princess will tell you they've never had one. It would need to be something like that. And like I don't know. I just worry for the scare actors, especially if it's in a tent. Like, yeah, usually they're chilly, but I don't know. I
Not
can tell
this
you that
chilly.
chat has a lot of opinions.
Oh, let's get right into it.
Oh
I'm
my
so
god.
interested.
Cool. Right.
That's the song. There it is. Uh,
um, you know what, Chris? This is the take I'll allow. We can finally get it over
yeah,
with.
people aren't gonna stop talking about it till it happens. So let's rip the
I'm
band-aid.
excited.
I know a lot of people would be excited for this. I know
DC
this is on a
Thrones,
lot of
yep.
people's hype lists. Yeah.
Yeah. The second movie, I don't know.
I think it comes
This
out
year?
this year.
Oh wait, Kimo says December.
It
Thank
comes
you.
out December? Oh, I thought they would have like used content from the movie, the second one, because the first one does not have enough. Unless they
Yeah.
just do and don't care about spoilers.
Oh, the creator of the game is very anti-sharing rights.
But it still has to go
Well,
through him, right? Like you can't just do the movie and not go through him though.
I don't know.
Like wasn't that the rumored problem that like the creator last year was like having a hissy fit and that's why it didn't end up coming?
Yeah.
It could be, we don't know what happens behind the scenes. Nobody does. So like whenever there's rumors about like here's what happened and why we didn't get this property, I'm never like 100% on them. But that was like the big rumored reason why it didn't happen. So maybe
Mm,
it still has to go through him in some way.
okay.
Mm,
Mary says, I think if all the rumors are correct, there's too many video games. I agree.
yeah.
It's a lot of video games for this year. Not saying
We,
that's a negative, but it's not really what they do.
it's a negative when Five Nights at Freddy's is one of them. Just pick one. I promise. That isn't Five Nights. Pick the other one. Just do that one.
Yeah. Mothman says, I don't know. This could be cool. I'm keeping an open mind. I love that outlook.
It's great optimism. I wish I could feel that way about this property. I really do.
Yeah. What if FNAF isn't in Fast and Furious? I would say it's more likely then.
Mhm.
Like, definitely.
I'd agree with
Oh,
that.
we got some inside information from Robbie as someone who was in Major Suites last year. They didn't have much room backstage and it was hot in the house.
Yeah, I
Oh,
figured. There's
yeah.
there's no way. Like unless the tent you can't like what do you do? Like there has to be like at least two of these animatronics in those tents and
Oh,
costume characters.
and the break space wasn't very cold.
Oh.
And I mean, like, I know that the bloaters were not on a normal 45. Was it 45 or 45 on, 45 off?
Yeah, I think that's
They
normal.
they each role had 3 actors per night, so they were on every hour and a half.
Mhm.
But to get in and out of the costume was like a 20-minute process with help. So, and that's not exaggerating. Like, I promise you, you guys have heard on the podcast from one of the bloaters, like, y'all know that. Like, it's hard, and I feel like these are gonna be just as hard.
Maybe harder considering the
Yeah.
intricacies of these characters.
Yeah. What if this is the mega?
Oh. We were talking about properties and I really think out of all of them, we'll get to it, but out of all the rumored properties right now, I think Fallout is the one that deserves Mega, just based on the fact of the game has so many locations that require lots of scale, huge set pieces. There's so like the games are long, and you can go and do so many things. Like in terms of like needing the soundstage and having enough space to do everything you want, I think Fallout's the one that sort of deserves that space
Mhm.
if it happens. But I could
Yeah.
see them wanting to give Five Nights the space, but even then, you can only have so many costume characters like this. Do you want a huge house and you realize that there's only like 7 actual of these characters in the whole house? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Keith, the bloater costume did get reused, but not the parts that were the most difficult. The chest plates were, which
Mm.
you think would be the most difficult. They were not. um. Oh, I'm worried if they take the quiet place route. Yeah.
Oh, just making it a walk through the movie, nothing more.
Yeah.
Not really trying to scare you. I'd hate that.
Yeah. I'm good.
All of them being robots, not a lot of actors, just pure animatronics. Like you could have like a couple pure animatronics, like when they're on the stage and they're doing like their little dance. Like, yeah, that's can be an animatronic. But the minute they start like going off the stage and hurting people, like at that point they should just be people. I don't know how animatronics would look. I don't know. I guess we'd have to see how advanced they would be.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of ready to move on from this property.
Oh, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Wow. Well, our next icon is gonna be that's 25, which is our mega house.
Mhm.
And it's a ghost with a magnifying glass. And I think we have a slide for that. Nope.
Oh,
Nope,
spoilers!
you saw nothing. You saw nothing.
But we do actually, Jess. If you go back
Oh.
to the legacy, it's
Oh
the first
no.
one I think on that slide. Let's see. Yeah.
It is.
So, long story short, a lot of people were thinking that that symbol meant Scream because there was a ghost, like ghost faced, and there was a glass sort of like looking at it, a magnifying glass, and people were like, "Oh, spyglass, Scream." But if you know what a spyglass looks like, it does not look like a magnifying glass. It's very different in
Yeah.
almost every way. Um, and there's another clue or another symbol on this map that could possibly be Scream that we think, at least looking at the symbols. And basically, Legacy and Inside Universal today went. People are also assuming that clue meant Scream. Now, I'm not going to say that he knows for sure what the clue is, but he always usually does when it comes to these maps. And he seems to be pointing that this clue is going in a different direction. And one of the biggest theories that people are having over Discord and Inside Universal, Twitter, whatever, is like a ghost hunting something. Like you're looking at a ghost using a magnifying glass. People are thinking Conjuring right now. That's like the big one people are thinking. How would you feel about that, Jess? Do you think it's even a thing, or is just something people are thinking?
I think that both rumors I've seen about this one are really great for me
Yeah.
if they were to happen. And obviously Conjuring is one of my favorite like modern horror franchises. So I think I would want that to get like a mega house, all the entire franchise. There's a new film coming out this year. Like that is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
It, Six Flags still has the rights for the house and it's owned by Warner Brothers. So
Yep.
not happening. Now the other one I don't want, which is so funny. And I know that's not what anybody thought I was gonna say. People are saying Beetlejuice
They
because
are.
Lydia is a like ghost hunter, kind of like late night Elvira kind of talk showy, get spirits out of your house in the film. I think that movie would be better for a house because 99% of it could be in the netherworld.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it. I don't want it. I would like to keep that movie right here in my heart and not think about a bad HHN house with Beetlejuice.
I agree. I completely agree. And I also just don't think this is referencing Beetlejuice.
No.
Like it would be something completely out of left field that hasn't been talked about at all. Kind of like the Scary Tales Christmas, but even then, I think Scary Tales was like we were talking about it like early on and we just forgot about it for a while. But I think that was like something people were saying early on in the spec season. Beetlejuice was not really. It was just like a hey, maybe. So it would be completely out of left field if that's what they were referencing.
Yeah.
Conjuring's out of left field too. I will be honest though. It is also out of left field.
Yeah. Ooh, The Conjuring is an incredible franchise. It could be. It's terrifying. You get the whole Nun franchise in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Valak is like one of the scarier kind of like horror imagery from the last like 10, 15 years. So I would love it, but also I know the Warrens don't really have a say in that, but like I don't know. I know they're at Six Flags, but I don't know how they would vibe with like HHN scale?
No clue. I don't know.
I don't know. Scooby-Doo. There's a lot of Scooby-Doo conversation.
Oh, the Scooby-Doo were some guesses too, which is I want it for Murdy. I think Murdy deserves to have his Scooby-Doo house. He's always said he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So I'd give him that. He's been being so nice to us, so. Yep, and it is his. This is an IP, just like the FNAF.
Okay. What if the magnifying glass means a mystery IP involving ghosts?
Could.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely possible. I miss when they had like the little mystery IP because I don't know if they know everything on this map.
I don't know.
Could be.
Six Flags is not doing Extreme Fright Fest this year?
Yeah, that got canceled. I know Scream Break got canceled, but it's not called Extreme this year. So like when it was called Extreme, it had like all those properties like Stranger Things, and now it's just like normal Fright Fest. So since they're not doing Scream Break, they might just not have the rights. Maybe they took it away, but that would be surprising because Conjuring was like, I think their best house.
Oh yeah, but it also just used all the gags from the Warner Brothers Horror Made Here event,
which is probably why it was their best house.
Correct. Conjuring is technically now under Blumhouse with the merger of Atomic Monster.
That's true.
But I mean, I don't know because the new movie is being distributed by Warner.
Yeah, I think it's still Warner Brothers at the end of the day, but it's easier to get probably, but not that easy.
Right.
Like it's still very hard.
Because it's like it's under the Blumhouse umbrella, but it's not being distributed by Universal and Blumhouse. It's still being distributed under Warner under Atomic Monster.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like in a gray area and like one day they'll shift. I don't know. I don't know about all that. Scooby-Doo is also a Warner property. Yep.
Yes, but it would be funny for Hollywood particularly.
Arkham, I like this.
Casper.
Love that.
You know what our Discord members made me do? They convinced me to make a Casper emoji for our server because technically Casper was involved in HHN with the studio screamers.
Yes.
So we have a Casper emoji.
That's my little brother. Oh my god, I love that. Wow.
Yeah. They convinced me to do a lot of things on that server in terms of emojis. They haven't convinced me to do the Rizzler face yet, though. I
don't know how you're getting complimented by Duff right now, but you're getting complimented by Duff right now.
Let's go. Thank you, Duff.
I don't know what logic you're doing, so
everything I say is logical. Every single word just all makes so much sense.
All right, let's move on from Soundstage 25. Do you want to take this?
Oh boy. All right. The good thing is I don't have to describe it.
Oh god.
But this is obviously referring to is this Soundstage 24B or 23B? 24B. I'm not zoomed in.
24B.
24B. Perfect. This is obviously Hurry Up Tomorrow because you have the city, you have angels.
I'm gonna remove you from the stage. Wait, here it is. Jess has a soundboard.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know what that means, but I have control.
So. You do. But actually what this is we can actually go back to legacy things for 1 second. I don't remember if we added this one in. We're going to see. If not, I'll just say it. Not this. Yeah. Legacy has straight up said this very confusing symbol that I don't think any of us would have really guessed just by the symbols. He straight up said, "Hey guys, this is Urban Inferno," which if you don't know, that was a scare zone at HHN Hollywood. I still don't know much about it, but that is what apparently Horror and Nightmares is referencing. And I'm going to say right now, I don't think whatever this is a scare zone, is a adaptation of a scare zone from HHN Hollywood, because scare zones in Hollywood are usually not very good at all. They have like one rare exception every couple of years, but most of the time, I don't think Orlando is going to go, that scare zone in Hollywood, that's perfect for a house. I think they see a scare zone in Hollywood and go, let's never do that. Let's never do that idea. So So yeah, I don't think this is true, but that's what it is on the map. So I don't know if you have any ideas about this, Jess.
I just think that this I don't know, I feel like this map might be following like a formula from the last couple of years of like however many IPs, however many slashers. And because we did a Hollywood original last year,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just kind of like, hey, maybe, and maybe this could be the one that they took.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but to me, I would think the Fallen 2 is more likely than Urban Inferno, just because, like, sorry, Hollywood, your zones suck.
Yeah, they do.
And we're not going to take a zone. We're going to take, like, probably a beloved house, like Monstros.
Yep.
Like, we're going to do something that makes sense for Orlando to do and, like, make their own spin on it.
I
It's not
agree.
going to be Urban Inferno. It's going to be Toxic Tunnel.
That's something we're taking from Hollywood. You got to take that.
I think so.
But what do our members think? What do people watching think? I keep thinking of it
And
as
here
Discord.
comes the Hollywood slander.
Listen, it's not Murdy slander. It's just Hollywood in general. So difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much does Murdy actually do this? I know he does this. Does he even do the zones? I don't even know if he.
No, he probably blames it on his team. Triplets take Manhattan.
Yeah, I guess.
8-Bit Slasher says the one time I don't believe Legacy.
Well, the thing is, Legacy's not saying this is what he thinks. He's just saying this is what the map says. He's not straight up saying this is what he believes is happening. This is, so maybe he doesn't think this. I wouldn't.
Whatever it is, I just hope it has fun. Same, Mary. I hope we have fun in it. Demon
I wish
Dogs
for every house.
Too. That, I mean, yeah. Oh, Toxic Jersey Devil. Demon Cantina.
Possible. Very possible.
Duff said, we have members. Duff, aren't you busy or something? Like, you could have just been on here.
It's true.
I wouldn't have been stressing. Urban Inferno is Orlando to a T. Okay.
I have to watch it because I mean maybe it will blow me away. I should have watched it, but I keep forgetting. So maybe I'll watch it and be like, never mind.
Or Mike was like Dr. Itchy and Mrs. Scratchy or something.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. Days since 365 has offended Hollywood viewers 0.
Listen,
you love us.
Don't Hollywood viewers understand scare zones are not very good there? Like, I feel like this is just a universal fact. Literally. Boom.
Surprising we didn't get scarecrows.
Well,
right? Duff said,
he just wanted to enjoy the show today. I get it. We've been listening to the podcast for a bit, like on our own. It's kind of nice to just, when we're not hosting it, just be able to listen or listen to a podcast that's 365 that we're not on. It's kind of cool. It's interesting.
Speaking of, new podcast episode dropping tomorrow. Check it out. Wherever you listen to podcasts. And I haven't been on a podcast episode in like 2 months. So it's the return of Jess.
Let's go.
You can't have our murder of crows. Put him in timeout for that joke, Jess. I don't know. I wasn't listening. What did he say, Duff?
You'll never remember.
I tuned him out. There's too much going on. If you need help next time you need to run a live Duff, I understand now. All right, you want to move on to the next one, Jonathan?
Oh, I'm ready. This is fun. We have Soundstage. This is 23B. Notice how there's no 24A. Something to notice. Also, only 10 houses on this map. Something to notice. But here we have a film reel with film strip with some blood, pouring down from it. And something Mike pointed out that I didn't even think about is that there's 5 panels here. Yep. 5 little boxes. And we think there's a lot of different theories. There's also a lot of theories that everyone else is coming up with that this could be representing the rumored Scream house that was first put out by Legacy, where he said it would be based on 5 and 6. So maybe that's why there's 5 panels here, or 5 little squares. And considering Legacy is strongly hinted that ghost with the magnifying glass isn't Scream, this is probably the next best guess out of all the symbols on the map. But what do you think?
I think you're probably right. I think that the location makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. I mean, it could be the mega house, so maybe. But I mean, if Legacy's saying no, and we've heard so much talk about Scream, I think that this would make sense. And then also, if we're using the other half of the house as Q space or something, this also makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah.
So I know that we keep saying the locations don't matter. It's version 1, but like logically, I'm not mad at it.
I could see it. I could definitely see it.
So yeah, I don't know.
Scream. I'm curious what everyone else is saying about Scream. They're excited, not excited. A lot of different opinions on this particular property coming to the event, or even if people think it's coming, because I still have doubts. Like, I'm still sort of in the middle on this property.
So DC Thrill says this is the one I thought was Scream. Arkham says it's not blood. It's actually milk.
Oh.
I mean, we did say that on the podcast. It could be goo.
Could be goo.
It could be milk.
Could be any substance, I guess.
It could be the substance.
Oh wait, yeah, there we go. The substance house. Perfect.
Mary says this is funny. Usher House. The artist, not the icon. Joshua says, now with the whole Scream backlash, would Universal want that attention? We talked about that, Duff and I, last week on the live, actually. I don't know. I think that at this point, the consensus was like, well, it's probably cheaper for Universal to get it now.
It is probably.
And I don't know. I think that the that like negative publicity might have been like so far behind now for them that they're just like, well, we're gonna do it because now we got Scream.
Mm-hmm. Then the house will open and everyone will be like, why is the main character not in this house? And Spyglass will just be like, I don't know. And just look, Ghostface. There he is. Look at
that
him.
is the main character. What are you talking about?
Yeah, obviously Ghostface is the main. That's it. There's no other major characters.
Chemo says, I hope Disney pities them and they do Scream 1. Well, last week I was reminded that Scream 5 is just titled Scream. So, because that was the thing that was bothering me, is like, well, if we're going to have a Scream house, like, I don't want it to be called Scream 5. I want it to be called Scream. And everybody on the live, Scream 5 is just Scream. And it's very similar to yeah.
It's true.
I don't know. I want the original, but I would just like it to at least honor it if we're going to do 5 and 6.
Yeah, I do agree.
But we get all the Ghostface masks in 6. We get like the whole museum, so that could be cool.
Oh yeah, that was a perfect set piece.
Yeah.
6 has so much potential for, like, in terms of locations. They can do so much more with it than just doing the first Scream. The first Scream only has a set number of locations, but with 6, there's a lot. Like, especially if you combine 5 and 6, you're gonna get a full house out of that, no problem. Don't even need to try. Like, so many locations to choose from, so many kills.
Yeah. Mike says Scream is going to bounce back from the negative publicity because it's Scream. It's really unfortunate for the actresses who did nothing wrong, in his opinion. I mean, yeah, that's just unfortunately how business is, especially in Hollywood.
Especially in Hollywood.
It sucks. I agree. They did not do anything wrong, in my opinion. I mean, one person was fired and the other one left out in solidarity. But like, I also don't want this franchise to just keep changing every couple years now because of it. And we're just beating a dead horse just to keep Ghostface alive.
Yep. My opinion, 6 is a great end. You ended it, you did it. That's a great topping off point, and just, capping it off. That's it. Boom, boom.
Yeah. Well, that's all the Scream comments we have, actually.
There we go. Because Jess, you ready to take this one?
Wait. I got something for that. It's not that guy. I got that Gog in me.
Oh my god.
It got sent to me 4 times, Jonathan, in a week.
I saw, because you said it and then I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, well, how many times are people sending this to you? Like,
Constantly, because I just learned who this handsome man on the left is. So yeah, the thumbs up is Fallout because that's what thumbs up is for.
Yep. Not even no other ways to describe it. I was literally saying in our Discord server, I bet you when there's a map, the symbol is going to be a thumbs up. Like, I bet. And it happened. It literally happened. So I called it, guys. I called it.
2 thumbs up for Fallout.
Yeah. Have your opinions changed on this property? Are you more excited or less excited, or just kind of the same right now?
I'm just realizing that this man on the right really looks like our little alien icon right here.
Oh yeah, with the suit. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to stop everything. I was like, I've seen that man before today. Cool. Whatever. I don't know if this is even something I would like watch or do my homework on. Like maybe a little bit, but like I don't know. I don't know if I would really like it.
The show's digestible. Like I do think it's like a really good show, but it does take some time investment. Because each episode's like an hour. So there's like 8 episodes or so.
That's not the worst.
Not there was worse, like Stranger Things 4 catch up.
I mean, but I watched Stranger Things.
It's true. It's true. So many hour-long or like 2-hour-long episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Ooh, maybe it's a Breaking Bad house.
That's exactly what it is. You caught him. You did it. You solved the riddle.
Albert, I never said he wasn't a good actor. I never said that. I did not know who he was, and I thought Mike had a stroke when he said his name the first time this year. It has become an inside joke, and now I'm buying that I got that Gog in me shirt the minute this house is announced, and that will be my opening night fit. And you guys can all find me. I promise.
I need to see that.
Well, I'm getting Express this year, so you're gonna see me. DC Thrills, this is the one I'm interested in. Seems like a lot can be done in the house. Yeah. I think based on what you guys have told me, and like the listeners and everything, it seems really fun. It seems like it would be really immersive. I want to see this dog and not in the triplets way. I would like to meet this dog and hope he does well in the Fallout. And if he doesn't, I'm not watching this show.
You have to find out. You have to see.
I'm not watching it now. Oh, wait. Now learn about dog meat. No. No. Oh, Keith says it's only 7 episodes.
Okay. Oh, 7. Okay.
All right. I got 2 weeks. Or I got no good TV. So
there you go. Just watch Fallout.
Ooh. I would want to Fallout Appalachian Monsters house. Like in one? Together? Or
cool.
Appalachian Okay, well. Cool. Oh, Jonathan, you have a threat. I'm going to let you read that one.
Oh, no. I don't want to endure else. I will. Listen, I will, Chloe. But I'm not excited because all those episodes are going to be like 3 hours. I'm very scared for the length of time season 5 will take to finish. But,
well, oh, Fallout is in Appalachia. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Like, I know I've like heard of certain monsters in Appalachia. Interesting.
I didn't know that either.
Well, I got nothing more to add to the Fallout conversation except
I agree. I think we're moving on to our final house here.
The wind beneath my sails.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. So in what is it? Is that 23A?
20 I think so. Yeah, 23A.
Okay, so why are 23A and 23B not in? Is that 23 or 20? I can't read.
I don't so have tiny on my screen.
I can't. Little. we have some sails.
We do.
And in my opinion, this is a sinking ship because the boat is under the water and the sails are the only thing above.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already seeing it in the comments. This is exactly what I said on the podcast. Was SS Titanic. We haven't done something like that since IOA.
It's true.
I think that could be really cool. But also, I know the other thing, we've had Vikings very heavily rumored this year as going from a zone to a house.
That
They
would be
both
so.
fit.
They both fit perfectly. I mean, you were mentioning on the podcast. What if it's Vikings Nightingales? You know, Vikings have a lot of torture, a lot of bloodshed, and the Nightingales could be like, ooh, and you know, come on down and join the party. That would be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, Chemo says Nightingale Pirates. That's also something I think we talked about on the podcast.
Yeah, Pirates is another one people are guessing too.
We haven't. HHN has steered away from pirates, I think, because of like how oversaturated like the haunt market got with them in the last like 15 years. I mean, Hollow Scream Tampa had a pirate house for 8 years, and now Orlando's had a pirate house since that one closed in Tampa. So it's very close. And I think that like they've been out of like mainstream for a little bit, and like maybe we can breathe some fresh air into it.
I'd love that. I'd love a pirate house. There's so much stuff HHN can do with their set design and locations and places we can go on the ship and off the ship. I mean, that would be amazing. I'll be all for a pirate's house. Probably, I probably like Vikings more. I don't know. I'm sort of back and forth on which one I'd like more, either pirates or Vikings.
Yeah, I do agree with 8-Bit here though. Florida is home to St. Augustine, the oldest city, super haunted, and hella pirate history. Like, it would fit, and like St. Augustine is only like what, an hour and a half away.
Yep.
I think it would be great.
Absolutely would.
And yes, Chris, we are going old school. I would like to see Titanic, but like, okay, so let's say they bring it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a nod to the two house from the IOA years and like maybe a different path, a la like dragons? Or I don't know.
I think they could do
that.
that.
Has some kind of like ode to that, because that was such a big deal.
Mm-hmm. That would be, I mean, that would be amazing. And they've done, and now we have the 2-path thing with dragons, like you said. So like it could, I think they could easily do it. I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Here you go, Jonathan.
What? All right. All right, let's move on from that.
Oh my God. Salacious agrees. Vikings or Dead Man's Pier 2.
I think it's too soon for Dead Man's Pier. Like we need to hold off a little bit.
Beautiful house.
Yeah.
Just wish it was consistent.
Agreed.
That's my main issue. I think that one. I think Dead Man's Pier. Matt says a sequel would be awesome. I think that's going to be. It's going to be a little bit. I don't think that's a Yeti situation.
No, we got a while, because it's shown that the everyone working at HHN wants to. Feels like every year we get a Dead Man's Pier, sort of. You know, like a house that's like super immersive, super. Sets that you can see through, you know, like from the start of the house to the finish of the house. We had like goblins, which is kind of the Dead Man's Pier of last year, the closest we got. I think we had Blood Moon. So I feel like every year we're gonna get a Dead Man's Pier without it being Dead Man's Pier for a little while at least.
Yeah.
Do you want to mention the other cool thing on this particular map that's not a house, but it is kind of interesting to mention?
Oh, yeah. So you guys look we have the purple flame. We know that is most likely nightmare fuel. I haven't been keeping tabs on the fuel girls. I do know that like a month or two ago they had posted that their contract had not been re-signed because they had like a 3-year contract or something, but that wasn't like a no. So we still don't know, but this is hinting at still a nightmare fuel. But the Lagoon Show is back on the map. It still says unknown, but that is the location of the Lagoon Show.
Which, if true, that would be fantastic news. Not only for my soul, because I want a Lagoon Show back. Like, ever since it left in 31, halfway through the event, something's felt missing from the event. Like, I feel like Lagoon Show is just needed for me, for it to feel like a whole complete event. It's just that extra little piece that ties the theming together, everything the year represents in one little show. It's so perfect at like helping you remember where you are, getting you in the spirit of the year itself, the themes and everything, keeping you immersed. So losing that just hits hard for me. And also the fact that when it's gone, it's not, that's bad for capacity. This is a capacity eater. It's a whole space. It runs like every hour. It only takes 15 minutes, but people always line up and see the show or whatever. And it's a great thing to have when we don't have Rip Ride Rocket. We won't have Rip Ride Rocket this year, which eats up so many people. So I almost feel like the Lagoon Show is necessary, because where else are they going to put the people?
Mm-hmm.
Where else are we going to put them? I don't know. Like, our Diagon Alley is already open. That place is already, filled with people. They already tried that. I don't know where they put everybody else. A Lagoon Show, is, I think, really necessary out of all years. This year is almost the most necessary right now.
Yeah, I agree. I really hope that this is true. I really do. But that's it for the Orlando map.
We have one more map.
Dun dun dun.
Whoa!
Wow, it looks almost exactly the same. We've got, the same IPs that we just talked about. So I don't think we need to dive into those.
No, absolutely not.
The easiest unknowns. One. Oh, we do have two unknowns. Yeah, obviously. We don't know what those are. The easiest one to definitely go over is that doll, because we've had the Isle of the Dolls, the Lost Dolls or the Dolls, Monstros Tres. So that's been a heavy rumor this year, so much so that the wires were getting crossed on our end at one point too. So I think that's pretty likely at this point that that's accurate.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. I think that'll be interesting if it's not like a mashup of three monsters now.
Just focus on one story, one particular story, and you'll make a fantastic house. He did it a lot with La Llorona. It was a beautiful, perfect house. And Monstros 1 was still very good, but the problems of having 3 started to show a little bit. Then Monstros 2, they really showed. It's like, all right, pump the brakes. Let's just focus on 1 now. Yeah. And I hope that's what they're going to do this year, because I feel like it's needed. Because if they just go Monstros 3 and they say there's 3 more monsters, I don't know how hyped I would be. Because I think at this point I'd be like, all right, I'm tired of these. I just want 1 or 2. 2 maximum, not 3, please.
Yeah, I agree. And that seems to be the consensus. A lot of people don't want Monstros Tres. I don't think that's what's happening. It seems like they're going to focus on one story based on the rumors right now.
Yeah.
I really hope so. What's funny is the thing that the chat is talking about the most is the crows.
Oh, the scare zone?
Yeah. Crows. Also,
They're
Mary,
back.
I agree. They can never take La Llorona away from me either. Yeah, crows are back. I mean, with all the money they spent on the little animatronic.
We're going to see them forever. They're never leaving.
Yeah. And that's their little spot right by the construction walls. I do love that.
Have a little party.
Yeah.
They danced to Not Like Us in a viral video. The crows were just breaking it down. It was really funny.
Oh my God. I do want to comment on Arkham's comment about no WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah. That rumor fizzled out about as fast as it got posted. I'm going to talk about it till I'm blue in the face, but again, you'll hear this on the episode tomorrow, but it's not the right time. That whole faction is injured and not on TV. WrestleMania is in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They have nothing, no bookings, anything. And I think that if they were to come to HHN as the Wyatt Six, it would need to follow like a WrestleMania push into SummerSlam, because SummerSlam is always in the beginning of August, and then into like a big HHN promo. So maybe next year. I think that they need to not do Wyatt Six. I think they just need to do Bray Wyatt, but that's a whole other. Maybe we'll do like a deep dive one day if the rumor comes back around next year or something like that, or even this year. But yeah, no WWE. But we got one more thing on this map that's different.
Yes, we do. H slot Tent 1, and it's a scarecrow hat. It's a scarecrow hat. they couldn't be more blatant on what they think this is. They definitely think it's something scarecrow, something, maybe scarecrows, like someone in the chat said. Maybe a sequel to Scarecrow the Reaping. Maybe another thing involving scarecrows, or scarecrows happen to be in it. But that's what the icon is hinting at. Would you want to see scarecrows back in any capacity, Jess, this year in Hollywood? Or do you think it's too soon?
I liked their scarecrow house, but I don't need to see it again. It's nothing like ours, and it'll never be like ours. So, and I don't want to see their house just repeated again.
What if Hollywood took the scarecrows and just sort of did a dead exposure, and they're like, we'll use scarecrows and then just put them in whatever we want. Like, we're just gonna, put them in our own environment, basically make their own house with the scarecrows.
Yeah, that could be cool.
That'd be cool. I'll be all for that.
I would really like the crows and the scarecrows like
combined
together. Yeah, I don't know how, but
I mean, there was like the famous crow with the top hat at the end of the original Scarecrow house at the end. So it's possible.
What if it's the Wicked house? Thanks for the spoiler, Jess. You're welcome.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, we actually have a question. Oh, not that one. Sorry. Allison, any ideas for bars? Another HHN bar or interactive quiet place area?
Do we think HHN bar is going to come back?
God, I hope not. Yeah. We're talking about Orlando, like
Orlando. Yeah, Orlando.
No, because they took away our sweet little like slice of heaven that nobody knew about. And like, I don't know, corporate America did it, and I hate it.
Yep, they turned it into the What the Fanta. We got a lot of those.
I don't want to talk about the AI art. It makes me sad.
It makes me sad too.
I hope. Sorry.
No, go for it. Yeah.
Based on like the rumors, so like let's say like Scream happens, I would love a like, what's your favorite scary movie bar?
Ooh, that would be amazing.
Freddy Fazbear's Fuck Me Up bar, like
what?
I don't know. Art the Clown, clowning around bar.
It's gonna be the Clown Cafe or whatever they keep saying is from 2.
Oh, yep. Here we go. Chico Soul. Clown
there
Cafe.
It is. There it is.
Dark Universe bar.
I mean, I like it.
I get one more shot at riding this fucking Monsters ride next weekend, and I swear to fucking God, Universal. I know they can't control it, but like, come on. I also want to ride Donkey Kong. That was not open.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna stop complaining. I'm grateful that I've stepped foot in Epic Universe.
I want to so bad. Not there yet, though, unfortunately.
It's great. I'm not gonna rub it in.
Is it epic?
Well, the next preview I get to go to is at night.
Oh.
So I'm very excited for that. Oh, Keith, at least you've been on it. I'm jealous. I got to just stare at the castle and shake my fist. And then meet Bride and Frankenstein. Okay. I know everybody was talking about their looks. They're not that bad in person. I kind of like it.
Was the mask changed from Frankenstein? Because I read something saying like the picture that came out was like not a full mask or something. Like they weren't done.
It was the same makeup.
Okay.
But it's not a full mask.
Oh
think
yeah,
it was.
makeup.
Yeah.
Face.
Sorry.
Face.
Sorry. I'm like, not to be that bitch. But no, much better in person. Photos don't do it any justice. It's not perfect. But Bride is killing it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Mike's rubbing it in my face 7 times.
What? If it opens, that's all you're gonna do, Jess. You're gonna be like, all right, guess it's Monsters Unchained Day. Here we go.
I did other stuff.
Hmm.
Oh, Albert says, going back to Hollywood, Dangerous Waters is coming back. Yes, the Purge sign is
Yeah.
right there.
Another time I won't watch the show. It's cool, but I don't have time.
I liked it.
Good show. Just hour, 45 minutes.
Well, I mean, that's it for our Hollywood map.
So, did we just complete version 1 spec map for Orlando and Hollywood? Did we finish it? We did everything. Did the live, we did the other live, we did the podcast, all the social media.
I just have to go edit that now. So.
Oh, that's true.
It's okay.
Other than that, we completed it.
We did it. We did the trifecta.
What a ride. This is so much.
I know.
So much content in such a short amount of time. But it's worth it because, I mean, being able to talk with you guys and about all this stuff and hearing theories on symbols and the maps and everything, it's so much fun. And after a period of almost nothing for weeks, months, it's so good to have like something HHN that's like big again.
Yeah, I agree. I will say we probably have like maybe 5-10 minutes left max, y'all. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, any concerns, drop them in the chat. And I get to Salacious has a question. Do we get an announcement this week?
This week, there's been like, I don't know this week. I might go next week. I might say next week. I don't know if there's been like usually HHN like ramps up a little bit. Like the account, I guess it's been ramping up a like tiny bit, but I'm thinking next week, if anything. What do you think, Jess?
If we don't get it next week, it's not happening until June. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's where it's at. I think that I don't know if we're gonna get AP previews for Epic, but I think just based on how many they're doing for team members, if those are on the horizon, it's gonna be full steam ahead Epic universe, and that's okay.
There's monsters there, so
they need to get more asses in that park to get the kinks figured out. So that's a positive if they do open up like AP. I know nothing. This is just me speculating on that. I think it's either next week or June.
I'm hoping next week then.
Like at the latest, maybe this week, but I think next week or June. And also Mega Movie's about to start again. Like,
yep.
It's that time of year where like they either get really loud or really quiet, and they got to get really loud for something else right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
fortunately, but not fortunately, both sides. Bad for HHN, good for everything else.
He says, I'm so glad y'all do this, keeping my spirits up when I'm down, and I hope I run into y'all again at HHN. Oh, Keith, it keeps our spirits up too. So we're glad you guys want to sit here and listen to us talk and talk to us for 2 hours. Like, thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Albert says, are we worried about the ticket release this year?
About like
I got some trauma. I got some drama from 2024. Boy, can I tell you about it? So yes, I'm gonna be worried. I think for at least 5 to 10 years, I'm gonna be concerned. So I will be purchasing my tickets the minute they're available. I will not be waiting.
4 a.m. Just boop. There we go.
I will wake up, check tickets, purchase before I even get ready for work. Yeah.
How much is it? I don't care. Boop. Bye-bye.
Nope. I'm not. I would rather get Russia Fear with Express than nothing else.
Yep.
That's where I'm at.
Makes sense.
D'Angelo says think getting another icon this year, and who?
I don't think we need one. There's
No.
so many IPs, major IPs rumored right now, like huge headliners. Like, I don't know. And also with the reception of Sinister and Surreal, they might want to be like, let's take a year off icons and then come back to them next year. So I'm kind of on the team. I don't think there's going to be an icon this year or icons.
Agreed.
Mm.
I agree. I don't think they'll start AP previews until Battle at the Ministry. Well,
wasn't there a tweet today that someone said it was for some reason running for like 2 hours today or yesterday or something? I don't know.
I will not be commenting further on anything.
I don't know anything about Epic.
No, again, I can tell you I've been.
Yeah.
I can't really tell you what has been said to me while I've been at Epic. I think Mike, this comment won't be a concern in a little while. That's just from what I've heard.
Okay.
Arkham, hold on. Hollywood has no Universal monsters. It could be one of the unknowns. It could be on the map. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. We know Slash is doing a house or scoring a house this year for Hollywood. So it's either monsters or something else. I hope it's, I don't know what I hope. I kind of hope it's monsters because I want Hollywood to get an exclusive monsters house to see what they can do without having to like work with Orlando and Murdy being able to just do his completely own thing. Because I know in the past that's worked pretty well. So I like to see that. But if it's not monsters and it's like another original, I wouldn't be mad either. I do like Slash's score in houses. So, you know.
Black and white monsters.
That'd be good. I don't think he would say that like the year that it happens, but also it'd be awesome.
Speaking of monsters, would you be okay if the monsters took over the Terror Tramp? I think it'd be interesting. I don't know how well it would work for me if it was like the main monsters, but if it was like backseat babies, we're good. I
got a great idea. At the end of the tram, like the final little thing you do, they make a little barn, and they on top of the barn they write the Wolfman, and they have the Wolfman will be in that section. But then before the tram opens, they'll take that sign down and they'll remove the Wolfman and just put Dracula and Frankenstein in it or something. It's a fantastic idea.
Will they also put RIP off to the side and we'll meet Megan and the Purge?
Yes.
And okay, in the middle of the monsters.
In the middle, exactly. They're going to be here every year now, obviously.
They never need one, but they should still have one. I'll be annoyed if Sinister and Surreal become another 27. Yeah, Bone Daddy.
Yeah.
Whatever, Bone and I forget what the other
Bone and Blood. I think, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Blood and Bone. Blood and Bone. Hosted by the Phantom of the Opera. Put Slash in the barn.
I would die.
Oh my god. Well, I've reached the end of the comments.
There we go. We did it. Another YouTube live.
We did it. Thank you guys for joining us. Like, seriously, thank you. There were a lot of you for this one, and we talked for a while. So
they came for just us. We did it, Jess.
Wow. Look, I agree. Duff did miss out, except he was here for like an hour. Well, whatever. I don't know if Duff will be back next week, but we will definitely have another live next week on Tuesday. We'll be back to our normal schedule as far as I know. We have a podcast episode releasing tomorrow. I have to go edit that when we're done here. Wherever you listen to podcasts. If you want to leave a voicemail, you can call us in. And if you leave one now, it'll be on the episode next week. But we will play it on the episode. You think I would know that phone number off the top of my head, but it is in our show notes. It's in all of our bios and all that. You guys can find that wherever. You can follow us at HHN365 on all social media and on TikTok at HHN365pod. If you want to buy any of our merch, Goblin shirts coming soon. HHN365.com. Am I missing anything?
Discord. Link in
I'm so
description.
sorry. Our Discord, the link is in the description. I will be joining you guys on the next live, maybe depending on my life.
Yes.
But I wanna be there for one because you guys are having a hoot in there. So
Absolutely.
thank you guys.
Yeah. I'd
What
love
were
for
you
you to
saying?
join the chaos because it's so chaotic.
I think I'm gonna join the next one, and if not that, the one after that. But
Hell yeah.
thank you guys. We really appreciate all of you just chatting with us, hanging out. But yeah, we'll see you in the streets and next week.
Yeah. Bye everyone.